I want a team that nobody's talking about or not enough people are talking about in the playoffs to go on a run.
That's always fun.
I want a team that some people could be talking about them, but not enough are. And obviously you take a look at the 5, 6, and 7 seeds for that usually. But there are some teams that are seeded 3 and 4 that aren't getting talked about quite a bit either. And I kind of want to hit on that for a brief bit before Chris Long joins us from the Green Light podcast. See where I'm going on that? My goodness. I do feel like I'm going up the river like Colonel Kurtz here. I know you need to see Apocalypse Now.
Great timely reference out of you, which
Excuse
is
me.
what I love and appreciate all the time.
Excuse me. Just because you were born in the 70s and have no interest in seeing anything that was ever created before it.
Definitely not born in the 70s. Thank you.
Okay, 80s. What team are we not talking about enough?
This is actually going to probably please you. I don't think we're talking enough about the Chargers. I know it's been, Jim plussed them up this and plussed them up that, but how many people are realistically giving them a chance to win the Super Bowl? In the AFC, it's all about the Chiefs and the Bills and the Ravens. This is a team that's played great defense all year. Justin Herbert has been completely unlocked with Jim Harbaugh. Amazing touchdown to interception ratio. We're not relying on him to win games. They have a stout run game. They just signed Ezekiel Elliott to the practice squad.
They did. I saw that.
We're going to see him on the goal line in the playoffs.
Dude.
And they get the Texans first up, a team that everyone is completely writing off and just assuming that the Chargers are going to win this game. We are going to see Jim Harbaugh on divisional weekend being one win away from going to the AFC Championship game. We are not talking enough about the Chargers. We don't love their wide receivers. None of them are sexy. It's a second-round pick. It's Josh Palmer. It's all these also-rans. They're a really fun smash-mouth team, and they're going to win a game this weekend, and we're going to see them on the precipice of the AFC title game.
Stone Smart with 2 T's. By the way, how wild would it be if Jim Harbaugh returns to the National Football League and wins his first playoff game with Ezekiel Elliott and J.K. Dobbins scoring touchdowns to make Joey Bosa happy? Talk about strange bedfellows to beat C.J. Stroud.
Right. It's going to happen.
Hassan Haskins hitting his head on the goalpost of November pasts because Zeke made Jim's life. I don't think, was Zeke there when Jim was there? Or was Zeke making Brady Hoke's life miserable? I forget. He was making my life miserable.
He had to be with the Niners when Zeke was there.
And J.K. Dobbins. It's just amazing, strange bedfellows. Which team are we not talking about for you?
All right,
playoff team.
You want to hear something?
Sure.
I'll give you something.
I'm asking. Candles lit.
If Jalen Hurts does not recover from this concussion, the Green Bay Packers are going to end the Philadelphia Eagles season.
He's still in protocol.
I think that is just, I don't know.
We're 10 days removed.
When we're talking about head injuries, I understand it, but I just think that's...
You think with Kenny Pickett back there, they're going to...
No, I think Jalen Hurts can play football.
I know, that's what was an if. I gave you an if, but...
That's what I believe. I believe Jalen Hurts can play football. How about this, though, for the Green Bay Packers is they, not Detroit, may be the NFC North team that has too many injuries to overcome. In the very end, with Christian Watson out and Jair Alexander out, and who knows what the hell is going on with the elbow of Jordan Love. How about that? That at the end of the day, the NFC North team that has too many key players out due to injury to overcome might wind up being the Packers.
I wasn't thinking about Jordan Love's elbow when I...
But they can absolutely go into Philadelphia, by the way, and beat Jalen Hurts.
Sure.
I've got my team that nobody's talking about enough. It's the Rams. It's the Rams.
That's not surprising. You've been on the Rams.
Well, I pegged the Rams to win the division when it was a 3-team toss-up, if not maybe 4, if you thought the Niners could put something together.
They've just been too Jekyll and Hyde for me this year.
Well, the Jekyll and Hyde has been the way that they finished up, but they were in most wins that it's unbelievable. You know, they beat New Orleans, and then they beat the Bills to win their second game in a row in a 44-42 game reminiscent of their win back in the Coliseum on a Monday night against the Chiefs when Jared Goff was the one doing it. They win 44-42, and then they win their next 3 games after Stafford lights up the Bills. They win their next 3 games. Stafford had never won back-to-back games in his career when throwing less than 200 yards. And then he did it 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
So the defense showed up. And then you just have to toss that last one out the window. Jimmy G, quarterbacking, and on all of their top, offensive players, with all due respect to those who played, sitting. But the Rams have already beaten the Vikings.
Yep.
And their next game could potentially be going to Detroit, which they did in back-to-back games, the wild card and then the season opener, and both of them were really tight affairs. No one's talking about the Rams enough. They're talking more about the Bucs because of the way things finished up for them in that final game, even though that was more of a struggle than what the Rams did over the final few weeks. But Jekyll and Hyde, they were 1-4, and then they got healthy. Now you see what they're doing. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.